Stupid. Maybe I'll play it for a few minutes. Then I gotta get back to playing my Super Nintendo Entertainment System, which just came out, by the way. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe a little more? Oh my god. I've finally played this game enough to make a YouTube video about it. Should you play Overwatch? Nope, no. That's it. That's the video. What? I'm just kidding. Let's really dig in. Hello. New haircut Dojira coming in. How you doing? Okay, so let's dive into Overwatch. If you're not familiar, first of all, where have you been? Overwatch is a game with a very cartoonish art style for the kids, but incredibly deep mechanics.
So deep.
For the adults, with more spare time than your retired nana. For myself and a lot of other people playing this game, it's almost impossible to do all the math to be even remotely decent. Do I let that bother me? No.
I never use mathematics or statistics because I can't do it.
But here's the good news. With a little bit of patience and the ability to forgive yourself for sucking,
I suck. You suck!
You're gonna have a blast. Because even if you don't dive deep into the meta, and counters, and team composition, you're still gonna have fun. Just don't play competitive. Whatever you do, trust me. But hey, if you do still click that competitive button, just know that you're gonna have more patience with yourself than you would have if you just stuck with quick play. You've been warned.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it if you're strong enough.
Oh, and by the way, just to let you know, this game has been out for over years, and there are people in this community that have been playing it every day since launch.
It's been 84 years.
So, this might not go the way you think.
This is not going to go the way you think.
Okay, Grandpa.
Okay, so the basics. Overwatch is a player versus player 5 versus 5 team game, and each team split into 3 different classes. Those classes are tank, damage, and healer. So let's dive into them, shall we?
Let's begin.
First is tank. Play this role if you want a little more survivability, that means health, and you have a mind for positioning and where you are in the battlefield.
Where are you? Where are you?
The space that your team needs in general. Tank's gonna tank, just stay alive, don't ditch your healers, and give your team space. More often than not, you're gonna be on the front line for this role. So it's fun. Just make sure that you try every character in this role because you might find some playstyles fit you better than others. And I would say maybe this role more than the other two has extremely varied playstyles, even within the same character. My beginner choices for this role are Reinhardt, Mauga, surprise surprise, and D.Va. Trust me, you'll have fun. So it's very likely that you'll find the character that meshes with you best in the tank role. Plus it's a little slower paced, except for Doomfist. I play Sigma and Ramatra, but I would not recommend them for your first game in Overwatch. The next role, damage, or DPS. For beginners, this could be the most challenging role to play. Your team relies pretty heavily on you, 1, staying alive, and 2, getting fairly consistent kills throughout the whole match, which can be surprisingly difficult when you're first starting out in Overwatch. Believe me. Go ahead, play Hanzo or Widowmaker on your first game. I dare you. I dare you.
Oh yeah? Yeah! Like double dog dare ya!
Now this is the role that's most difficult for beginners to avoid angry people in chat, because you are relied on pretty heavily. However, if you still choose to venture into DPS for your first ever Overwatch game, the beginning characters I'd recommend are Soldier. If you've played Halo or Destiny or Call of Duty, you've played Soldier before. Reaper, because you don't really have to aim and his kit's pretty simple. He's fun, and he looks like the Grim Reaper, which is pretty rad. And lastly, Bastion or Sojourn, because with a little bit of learning, they're pretty easy to grasp. So go ahead, you'll be fine. I play Junkrat, Torb, and Ashe, but again, I wouldn't recommend those characters for your first game. Take some getting used to. And finally, the best role in the game is healer. That's just math. Undisputed. Honestly, the healer role is what I would recommend first for any new player in Overwatch. Since the game is no longer a 6v6 game, you only have 1 tank, and the team relies on them pretty heavily.
Now it is all up to you.
We've already discussed I don't think you should do DPS on your first game. Now that there's only one tank per team, they're kind of pivotal. But there are 2 healers, and the worst thing you can get in chat as a healer is, "Where are my heals, LOL?" from the Hanzo that has 1 kill with 5 deaths. Honestly, go by the mantra, the worst player is the loudest player. 100%. Every time you'll get through whatever the chat has to say.
Alright, thumbs up. Ready, guys? Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Anyway, they have a pretty good vantage point of the whole battlefield. This way you'll be able to see how more experienced players are playing characters that you might want to try out later. It'll also give you a better perspective on the battlefield and kind of how the game works in general. And you'll be able to ask valuable questions like, why did Genji just do that? Why is Genji avoiding my heals? What does this Genji think he's doing? Is he even aware that the Ana just slept him, turned him purple, and let the Reinhardt clap him like that? Why isn't he switching off? Oh, and he switched to Widow. Good game, it's over. Bye.
Okay, no hard feelings, but I hate you. Not joking. Bye.
But seriously, healers are pivotal to the game. The best aspect of this role is they're not laser focused on any one part of the fight. Unless you're a Mercy playing with a Pharaoh, and then the game's incredibly simple. My beginner healer recommendations are Mercy, because who doesn't love a Mercy main? Only complete hate Mercy. Moving right along, Moira, Lucio, and Ana, if one day you want to be the best Widowmaker on the planet. Alright, now that we understand the basics of the game, let's get into the lore. There is lore.
We happy? Yeah, we happy.
If you want to read it, all you have to do is go down to your local thrift store and buy it for $1. Just to let you know, not every one of the characters is straight. So if that bothers you, you can right off. Every single character in the game does have a backstory. This is a PvP game that has had all of its story missions pretty much squashed. I don't think we're ever getting them. Either way, pick your favorite character or characters and read all about them. Knock yourself out. Or you can read about every single one of the characters. I don't know. Who am I to tell you what to do with your life? This isn't that kind of video.
Thank you so much.
Just be excellent to one another.
69, dudes!
Speaking of being excellent to one another, let's jump into the community. I've been streaming Overwatch for about 7 months now, and while it's a mixed bag, I have to say that my experience with the community has been generally positive.
But Black Dynamite, I sell to the community.
Well, be that as it may.
There is toxicity, seeing as it's a part of the cesspool that is the PvP free-to-play corner of the internet, just nowhere near some of the other games I've tried out. But if you are having any problems, just jump into the settings of the game where you can mute both voice and text chat if you're having problems. You'll avoid it all. You'll be just fine. Now, whenever someone asks me why I play this game and why I sink so many countless hours into it all the time, I have to answer that question with a question, because I'm that guy. Why did everyone play the electric guitar in high school? It was because it was easy to pick up, but really hard to master.
Swing!
And that's kind of what Overwatch has done, not as an instrument, but as a game.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Now, you can be top 500, you can be the best player in your country, and you could try to get endorsements and play competitively. Or, you can hang out and quick play. You're gonna have just as much fun. And that's what makes a great game, in my opinion. Is it perfect? No. But neither is your mom, so shut up. Another reason why I like this game so much is I can watch streams or videos on YouTube, Twitch, you name it, of kids playing the same characters I'm playing, in the same maps that I'm playing. They're in a completely different world. I'm out here with a wiffle ball bat swinging at a tee. And these kids are throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs and swinging for the stratosphere. Sorry, I don't have very good sports references because, as I've said before, I don't sports. I don't play sports. It's like when you make fun of me, this is who you're making fun of, and it's like the little hamster. Anyway, I guess Blizzard is just one of those independent developers that makes a lot of games that you can just sink countless hours into. WoW, StarCraft, Diablo, which has a mobile version, by the way. Isn't that awesome? Overwatch is free to play, which you kind of have to be to survive in today's environment. Now, Overwatch started as a $60 game that I, shocker, didn't buy. That's right. A game that I now have 1,000+ hours over multiple platforms. I didn't buy it with my own money.
I don't have enough money for chicken nugget.
I had a buddy that bought it for me. Because back then, I was the guy that said,
a $60 game with no story? Not for me.
Oh, if only you knew the dark, dark places gaming was going, my young, dumb friend. Granted, I was right, because it's free now, unless of course you want to show off all of the cosmetics, charms, and skins that you were able to get to all your friends and randos on the internet, basically spending money on skins that other people can see in game that you only get to see in the first person. But I won't get into that.
You do want to express yourself, don't you?
Rest in peace, loot boxes. Remember the good old days when giant companies could encourage kids to gamble? That was great. That was truly great. The good old days. In conclusion, do you have an Xbox, PlayStation, computer, or even Nintendo Switch? Do you like cartoons, anime? Do you like anime? Admit it, you like anime. Have you played a first-person shooter game and didn't absolutely hate every moment of it? Do you have zero money? Then I have good news. Overwatch just might be for you. The maps and game mechanics are more focused than Fortnite. The characters have more variety than Valorant. And Apex? It's better than Apex in every single way. Sorry, not sorry.
Boo! You stink!
Anyway, Overwatch, you should play it. Alright, all my fellow internet introverts and shut-in curmudgeons, thank you for watching this video. I don't know if I convinced you to play Overwatch. I don't know if I convinced you not to play Overwatch. But either way, I talked about Overwatch, and you watched. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, watch me stream on Twitch 4 days a week. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out. You're more than welcome. And until then, endorse your healers, tip your bartenders, drink your water, stay hydrated, and if you don't want to, I'm not your dad. Peace. Bye. Over.